start with asking you about Paige's Scrunchie Game?
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite things that I followed on social media this year was that group. What did it mean to kind of have like a? I mean, I know you guys talk a lot about being examples to the younger generation and future soccer players, non-soccer players, young girls, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
To have like this literal embodiment of like little girls that were looking up to you just because they want one of your pink scrunchies, like what did that kind of mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like getting teary just thinking about it. I feel like when, you show up to games in media, like, and just even in the season, at least for me, I just always am like the most professional I possibly can. But now that the season's over, I'm able to like reflect a little bit and kind of take a breath. So even that happening, I think was a role for me that I didn't even really know. Like, I remember bringing the scrunchies early on in the year, and Lindsay actually was like, "Oh, like what are those?" I was like, "Oh, well, some of the girls said they wanted them, so I brought them." Like, I almost felt like a little like embarrassed and like awkward. Like, are people gonna want them? Like, is this, like, how is this gonna work out? And then, just seeing those girls and how excited and inspired they were, kind of like gave me confidence too to like be that role model to them, because you always want to be a role model, and I do everything I can to like be the best version of me every day. Um, but I kind of just really fell into that role to like this year, especially of just like being okay with like being the role model and like accepting that in a way. So it was just really rewarding. Obviously I talked to them, how's their game going, what's going on, how's training, after games, and it was always just super refreshing. And then the last game of the season, obviously, it's a lot of emotions. I'm out, I'm coming back from injury. We didn't make playoffs, but I'm walking out, and the girls are like, "Paige, Paige, Paige," and then they show me the shirts that they made, and I was like, this is unreal. Again, I had to keep it together, but I could have totally just bursted into tears because I was that little girl. I looked up, and to be that role model, to be that for these girls is absolutely everything. And I think it's crucial for the next generation to inspire them that they can do that, because even now I'm still working on like confidence and stuff like that. So yeah, it means absolutely everything. I'm so thankful. It was so much fun and just really meant a lot to me.
I've been asking a lot of the other players as they've been coming through here what they learned from this season. Like every season is a learning experience.
Yeah.
I want to flip it around with you though.
Okay.
What do you hope the Scrunchie Gang or just Royals fans in general, those who are watching your games, what do you hope the fans learned from you and from this team this year?
That's a great question. I would say the one thing I would hope is that they learned about like the power of community. I'm obviously new here, and just for something to be absorbed and to be heightened and just like loved and flourished means like absolutely everything. And I think that's what it means to be a Royal. Like, we come here because we love the community and we want to represent the state of Utah. So I feel like that's one thing. The community aspect is huge for me. And then the second part is that we already are a talented team, but we are going to be making moves next year to be a talented team, of course, but also like how we were in the second half of season. Like, we're doing that from day one and more. So I would just say, yeah, it boils down to like community and then just a really talented team next year. So those things I think go in hand. Thanks.
When do we get to find out about the Lauren Holiday Impact Award?
Yeah, so the fan vote, we did not win. I think Jen Beatty did, but that's okay. I know so many people are voting and everything like that. So it's good that her partnership will be getting some money. But then the actual Lauren Holiday Award, that's like the committee and everything like that, is happening NWSL Championship weekend. So yeah, so we'll see. I'm hopeful. It would mean everything to give the money to the Special Olympics Unified Team, and also just the RSL to keep funding these events. And that way next year we could hopefully add more games and hopefully make some more moves into the NWSL world and having other teams.
Well, we're pulling for you, and for that reason too.
Thank you. Thanks.
If you could describe the season in one word, what word would you choose?
So the girls were talking about this, so I'm a little more prepared than others, but I would say I just kept going to like upgrade. I feel like we upgraded on the field. I feel like we upgraded staff-wise. Just like, even I think how we market, what our facilities are, how our videos come together, our photos, like it's just such an upgrade compared to other NWSL teams. And then we also upgraded within ourselves this year, which again is something I want to be a part of. So
And then you mentioned the injury. Where are you at personally and kind of hoping to get to in 2025?
Yeah, so the club was super supportive where they were just like, this is something we can like rush to have you back for the last game, but you know, we care about you and your health in the long run. So they were like, let's just really take care of this so that way it doesn't become a nagging thing or something we rush back and it's worse. So I was thankful for that. I mean, it's hard because I feel like I was bugging them every day. I'm like, what if I just pass for a little bit or whatever? But yeah, I'm running again. I'm feeling good. I'm starting to get on the ball, which is super exciting. So honestly, I'm kind of lucky because this injury happened at a time where I got to sit out and like where I'm like excited to already be back. You know, a lot of girls are going to be like burnt out, done by the end of the year, where I'm already excited to be back. So yeah, just getting stronger foundation this off season, and then I'll be able to just perfect my craft even more. So yeah, it's good timing.
Cool.
What do you think went right this season? What do you think went wrong?
Ooh, great question. I'll start negative and then I'll go positive. What went wrong? I think we had some mistakes like on and off the field, but just like on the field, almost like a startup company where it was just like we had to learn through our failures more than we would like to, and that's really hard. You know, in sports, there's always like losses or ties, or you know, you mess up. But I feel like there was a lot of it at the beginning. But then I would say what went right is honestly the changes that we made like halfway. I mean, it's like obvious to everyone. I think we were like the third place team for getting most points in the second half of the season, and that's huge. You know, so many teams start off hot and like go down where I think we started off just rocky, again, just some wrong things happening, and then we started making right decisions and putting in right processes in place for the team that it showed. So again, I would say that's probably the thing that went right. And the other thing that I take pride in is probably the locker room. I've been a part of many different teams, and that locker room is just so special. You know, some girls were just going through so much like individually, but at the end of the day, it was always about the team. And that's what I think was able to propel us forward to even have the buy-in and be successful in the second half of the season.
And what has your experience been like living here in Utah? What have you enjoyed? What surprised you?
What surprised me is the soda shops. That was the one I called my parents, and I was like coffee shops, like there's never a line. Like the 3 o'clock rush is actually at Swig. So that was like my biggest like, whoa. I've never consumed so much soda either since living here, which probably should change next year. But honestly, driving to work every day with the beautiful mountains and just like having that is just like so grounding to me. And everyone's been so nice and friendly. Like I just feel safe everywhere I go, and I just feel like it is such a like togetherness community, which is just like so easy, especially being far from home. It's felt like not just like a second home, it feels like my home, so it means a lot.
So Swig your go-to shop?
Yeah, Swig is my go-to, and I get the founder. Like, it's bad.
That's the go-to order, okay.
Yeah, the founder, and I'll add a little cherry. But that's like usually I'm like, okay, like I deserve this.
And you do.
Thank
I
you.
think the founder is Caitlin Clark's favorite too. So.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. I mean, Keelan Clark. Her boyfriend's working at Butler, actually, on the men's side. I was watching the game last night, and I'm like, well done, Butler. So I gotta go get to a game and meet her, maybe.
Awesome.
Anyone else? Perfect.